Hey everyone, it's Dave from POV Drives. Today we are taking a look at the 2016 Lexus GSF and what it's like to commute into the office in this rare Japanese 4-door 5-liter V8 family sedan. So before we set off, we'll take a quick little walk around, show you the ins and outs of the cars, and then we'll get it on the road because I'm running a little bit late. So without further ado. So looking around, the GS is no longer in production with Lexus, and this is their kind of family mid-size sedan, and they stuck a 5-liter V8 underneath it. Up front you got the Lexus spindle grille, the swoosh headlights, these awesome BBS wheels with huge Brembo brakes front and rear. I like that they're painted orange as well. It looks like a baby LC 500 with kind of just the aggressive boat-like appearance of the front. Subtle blue F badging all around. Trunk, pretty big opening, perfect for golf clubs, taking clients out. I don't think we have room for a spare tire. Let's double check. Don't think there is room for one. No ability to fold down the rear seats, but you do get a pass-through. Carbon fiber spoiler, GSF on the back, quad exhaust for that 5-liter V8. Back seats, greeted by these awesome racing seats. Good egress ingress. I do like this kind of grille insert, but these seats look super awesome. Very impressive for clients to be in the back seat. And they have a great amount of leg room, probably about 5 inches of leg room for myself. Behind myself, I'm 5'10". My seat is set to my position, and I can get my head to the headrest pretty easily at about 2 inches of headroom. So it does slope back a little bit. You get a set of vents, cup holder. Actually, don't see the cup. Oh, they're up here. Cup holders. These awesome seats. F badging on the headrest. Carbon fiber in the doors. Some Alcantara here. Like the blue stitching as well. So great place to take out clients and colleagues at work, and pretty comfortable to be. You definitely get a lot of space back here compared to like something like a compact sedan like an Audi A4, BMW 3 Series. Ingress, egress, nice and easy. Doors open pretty wide too. We're not joined by Buddy Milo today, so we will be taking a slightly different route. So I do want to talk about the ride quality and all this other stuff in the car. Now this is kind of Lexus's older, second oldest infotainment style of the modern age. So you have the recessed screen with this kind of trackpad mouse thing. It's all right, it's a little bit clunky. You have your drive modes, Eco to the left, push for normal, Sport S and Sport S Plus to the right twice. Torque vectoring differential with 3 modes of operation, 467 horsepower from a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. Straight to the rear wheels, you get torque vectoring differential with modes standard, slalom, and track. We do have a lot of relevant information in the screen. On the left, you can go through each different card and go up and down each card with this. So you have like your F performance screen, your MPG. This car gets 16 MPG in the city, 24 on the highway, and since I've had it, it's been averaging about 18, so not too bad. Takes premium gas. And the last thing I'll say about this interior, everything's functional. Physical climate controls, physical heated and ventilated seats. Bolstering is super nice in these seats as well. There's a button for everything, your adaptive cruise control, your lane keeping, active sound control, traction control, your heads-up display, a couple different variations of it. I just kind of like those 0 miles per hour or maybe with the tachometer. And you could turn it off with a click of a button and make it brighter. Just so many functional buttons in a very high quality interior. Alcantara on the door, blue stitching, carbon fiber, all that good stuff. standard Toyota Lexus reverse camera. I don't think it's too bad. It's a little bit darker. Probably wouldn't be able to see it in direct sunlight, but it's exactly what you need. Now, if you notice with the turn signal indicators, they don't return to center. It's very old style BMW. I've driven Lexus products that have this, like the IS, so it's not something that surprised me, and the Tesla Model 3 also had that too. Now, before we kind of talk about daily driving impressions, remember this is a 8-year-old car, but honestly, it feels very relevant to me. I wouldn't say it's modern, but I definitely like kind of, and I think most people would agree, you'd like a less modern interior. You want physical buttons, you need some screens, you want all your relevant information, you want your luxury features, and this interior has it. It might be older. The touchpad mouse thing is a little bit pain in the butt, the mouse pad, to navigate the screen. So that's kind of a ding there, but I think you could put Apple CarPlay in these, so. As I mentioned with these seats, good amount of bolstering. Definitely a little bit of a squeeze, but I don't mind it. I'm a pretty wide person despite being decently average height. But there's multiple power adjustments. I think it's 8-way power adjustment, 2-way lumbar, no massage, no 4-way lumbar. But they look super cool. I love the racing subtlety in them. And I love the sound of this 5-liter V8. You don't see this nowadays in any cars except like used Charger, any used modern car. Used Chargers, the Lexus IS500 is the last 4-door sedan with a 5-liter V8 that's naturally aspirated. The Mustang is the last sports car, so they are a dying breed. But you can immediately tell the differences between turbocharging and this 5-liter. Then there are pros and cons. Pro, it is unbelievably smooth. It sounds super nice. No turbos to suck at all the sound. Cons, you have to rev it out to get the torque. I think peak torque is at like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, maybe 6. You really gotta work for it. And I think as an enthusiast, that's enjoyable. It definitely doesn't give you that low end torque to get you off the line that I think so many people have been accustomed to with turbocharging. But it is such a buttery smooth torque band. This 8-speed automatic gearbox, you can go back to look at any other Lexus GSF or IS500 video of more recent. It's the same gearbox. It's a slush box at low speeds, but in normal, because it just has so much power and displacement and torque, it doesn't shift as much, and you don't feel the shifting because it's so smooth, the combination of these two. It does take a little bit of time to warm up, but when it does, it performs okay. We'll talk more about that in the performance section, but you'll see why it's overshadowed by the V8. Now, as we're going on our commute into work, we'll talk about ride quality through this bumpity section. This is a track-ready car. F is Lexus's performance division. So it is definitely a sportier tuned suspension. I believe it is adaptive, so I'll go over to S+. Over this bumpy section. I'll turn it off. Yep, definitely loosens up a little bit between the modes and stuff, but overall it's not. It's a good balance. You feel the textures through the road. You feel the weight, the extra weight of this car. I think it's very livable though, especially when you get out on the highway at higher speeds. That V8 really goes into the background, so it's such a great Grand Tourer. but around town it's still smooth. You just have to recognize the ride quality and the fuel economy, if you want to be honest. Brakes, good initial bite, pretty smooth and progressive. These Brembos do a great job. Yeah, I like that brake pedal. No, nothing artificial feeling about it. Now let's switch it over into sport mode. We have different gauges. So you have your normal gauge, eco, and sport. So let's hear that 5 liter. I think the best part about naturally aspirated V8s is just hearing the revs build, the power build. It's so unique nowadays. Everything nowadays is instantaneous gratification. Amazon, you know, success in your career, cars. But just hearing that V8 build power, play like an instrument, goes through the ranges of notes and acoustics, even with active sound control on, it doesn't sound too artificial. Oh my gosh. Well, that wasn't pretty, but man, naturally aspiration, instant response. I could get used to that exhaust note. So anyways, we'll get back, check in on the highway in about a mile, but overall, great ride quality, very comfortable, sound, noise, pretty limited, pretty well buttoned up, 8-year-old car. It's holding together excellent. 53,000 miles on the clock. The owner is taking care of this, and I applaud them. All right, we'll check back in a moment. Will the lifted pickup truck let me in? No. That's okay. All right, so let's get onto the highway. Five-liter naturally aspirated V8, 467 horsepower. This thing pulls. Its size, its weight, it's so smooth. It's so nice and classy. Throw it into manual mode. Rips the downshifts. And settles right into traffic. So, didn't really get the pull I wanted, but that's okay. Throw it back into drive, let it settle down. Talk about driver assistance. So, pre-collision warning with pedestrian detection, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control. So we have lane departure alert turned on and steering assist active, and we hit this back button. You can go over here, adjust your settings all in the screen, blind spot monitoring, all that good stuff. So we have that turned on. Let's turn on our cruise control. You can adjust your distance right here. Wow, that is a super aggressive system. And you can go up single mile-hour increments. Can you hold up 5? No, it'll just, you can just hold it and it'll progressively add miles per hour, a single mile per hour. I do like that it shows up in your head-up display, and this will steer you back over from the line. It will not lane center like most modern cars would. Pretty loud beep to let you know, hey, you're getting over. But yeah, it's nice to see the system work decently well in such an old car. There's adaptive cruise control and the other systems. Nice to help out your commute when you're stuck in stop and go traffic. I do think it turns off below a certain speed, but in something like this where it's just kind of slow speed and people are darting in and out trying to get out ahead, I think it's helpful. Alright, so we managed to settle in at the 76 miles per hour while we have this stretch of speed before I see some traffic. Let's listen to sound. NVH, wind, all that good stuff. So for an 8-year-old car, still very well buttoned together. Lexus quality right there. The V8 definitely rumbles around the background. These tires, performance tires and wheels, definitely add a little bit to the road noise. So as we head into the final leg of this commute, hopefully I was able to kind of give everyone insight on what it's like to commute with one of these. Overall, comfortable car, absolutely stunning looks. Love all of these racy appearance accents, the blue on the plus and minus on the paddle shifters, the subtle blue stitching on the leather, the little F logo down by the speedometer and on the steering wheel. This is just an enthusiast's, you know, wet dream. It's just like a car that has subtlety but sportiness and looks so good. I think this is, Lexus still has some of the best looking sedans on the road. SUVs are okay, but we're talking sedans here. Overall though, mixed feelings, I guess, overall in the grand scheme of things, with the GSF being defunct and the ES coming around. For commuting, for work, the ES, the ES350, the ES300 hybrid, and the ES250 with all-wheel drive, they're great options for if you know what you need. I would take the 350 for that smooth and reliable 3.5 liter V6. The tech is way better in those. The usability is just as good, still has physical controls like this GS, which is a shame because I really like this car platform. I really like the dynamics of it. You can still find used GS 350s with all-wheel drive as a 3.5 liter V6, 6-speed automatic. It won't get your performance fill, but they're still there as an option if you don't want the ES350 with front-wheel drive. So there you go. There's an option there. But I still think a lot of this tech is still useful and relevant. These seats are excellent. The heated ventilation works great. I don't think the screens are too outdated or anything. They give you all the information you need. I think what I'm trying to prove here is that Lexus just does a great job of sticking their big, loud engines and balancing that act. This may not be the sharpest handling car, might not have the lightning fast speed transmission of like a dual clutch, but I think it has some character that'll just spice up your morning routine enough going to work. And they're pretty reliable. Torque vectoring drift does have some extra service, and you have to watch out for that. This car has pretty beastly brakes and wide tires, so just keep in mind with that cost. But that 5 liter V8 is proven, and this whole platform is just proven. So overall, I think if you pick one of these up for a good price and good mileage, depending on what you're looking for out of it, I think it's a good deal. The problem is that they're just so hard to find. I can barely find any myself that I would consider, and that's a real shame. But really, we'll talk more about in the review. This goal of this video is to just see that 5 liter V8 and see if that IS500 may or may not be worth it. With that being said, hope everyone enjoyed the video. It's Dave with POV Drives, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.